Bruce Lowry Chevrolet is celebrating 100 years of family ownership and giving you the best deal on your next vehicle. From the 2022 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab with 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers, to the 2022 Chevy Equinox with 0% APR or $1,000 cash allowance. Come see us at 711 Southwest Loop 820 in Fort Worth or visit BruceLowryChevrolet.com. Bruce Lowry Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Hurricane season has begun, and I want to talk a little bit about what we are looking at for the 2022 Atlantic season. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration every year comes out with an outlook to kind of get an idea of what they think the season's going to look like. Here's what they're saying. Overall, an above normal year expected. 14 to 21 names expected. Here's the thing. You have to be a tropical storm or hurricane to get that designation. So, 14 to 21 storms that are at least tropical storms. 6 to 10 hurricanes expected. 3 to 6 major hurricanes expected. That is a busy, busy year. Does that mean that all these storms are going to impact Texas or even the Gulf? It doesn't. Sometimes they move up into the Gulf, sometimes they move into the Atlantic Basin. It really kind of depends on what you're going to see over time as these systems develop. Here's the list of names for the 2022 Atlantic season. Everything from Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Danielle, Earl, Fiona, Gaston. You Disney fans might enjoy that one. Hermine, Ian, Julia, Carl, Lisa, Martin, Nicole, Owen, Paula, Richard, Sherry, Tobias, Virginie, and Walter. Now here's the thing. You probably noticed that they've skipped a few names there. They don't use every letter. Some of the least commonly used letters in the alphabet they'll skip just so they're not having to use the same name too many times. Here's an interesting graph from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the National Weather Service. This is kind of looking at the frequency of hurricanes and tropical storms and hurricanes. This is based on data from 1944 to 2020. And this shows you kind of the most commonly prevalent times for these storms. Starting at May 1st, going up, we're right about to July 1st. So we haven't even gotten into the heat of hurricane season, and no pun intended with the fire-looking graph here. But you notice August 1st and September 1st, man, it really picks up. Usually we kind of get our stuff earlier in the season, so I would say prior to October is probably when we'll see the most of it, and that works with this peak here, right? So when we're talking about hurricanes, if you're thinking, man, it's been a quiet season so far, that is backed up by the data here. Just look at this. Prior to July 1, there's just not much here. But you get into the fall, and it really, really climbs. September, October, November, really August to October is kind of that peak time. So there is plenty of time yet in hurricane season, and I know that a former major meteorologist, I think it was Howard Taft actually, used to say sometimes it takes a hurricane to break a Texas drought. And we've seen that multiple times. And so if we are going to get a storm, it's most likely going to be from about August 1st to October 1st. That's going to be the most prevalent time for Atlantic storms. Now, what you notice is that the peak for hurricanes and tropical storms is a little bit offset from that peak for hurricanes. But, I guess it lines up pretty well. But, quite a bit more in terms of just tropical storms necessarily than hurricanes. So not every tropical storm will become a hurricane, and we probably will see more tropical storms than hurricanes over the year. But a decent tropical storm can also bring us a fair amount of rain as well. So that is what to expect over the next several months here. It's just about to be July 1st. It's been quiet. The data back that up. It's going to be quiet until really, we get to August 1st. That leads into September and October when we really see a lot of activity. So today we started those tropical update kind of briefings. I don't think I'll be doing those on didn't mean to do that. I don't think I intend on doing that on a regular schedule. It's just kind of going to depend on the circumstances. I'll do one at least once a week but they may be more frequent depending on what is there. I'm sure they will be more frequent as we get into the next 2, 3 to 4 months. So make sure you're following EllisCountyWeather.com as well as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest updates, not just on our local forecast, but how the tropics could impact Ellis County in what is expected to be a busy year.